today, but we're connected again and ready to rock. Trybean Tuesdays at the 10 spot. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about time. And time's a wild construct to me. And here's my first belief about time: we made it up. We just decided that time should be a thing. Somebody did a bunch of math, realized, okay, well, the earth seems to rotate the sun around in 365 days. Or maybe they said a day seems to last for 24 hours before it starts again. Or they're like, there's 60 seconds in a minute. Wait, what? Who the heck agreed to all of this? And when? And how? And what is that? Right? Can you imagine living in the animal kingdom and the zebra like being on its way and saying, oh, shoot, it's 5 o'clock, man. It's about rush hour. These lions are coming after me. I better go and take a nap because I know these dudes are ready to eat right now. Yeah, no, not a thing. But it is a social contract that we all agree to worldwide. We've all said this is the calendar we're going to follow. Thank you. Was it a pope, right? Wasn't Gregory a pope? The Gregorian calendar. It's a wild thing to me that this is where we are. So what I know about time in particular is it's so non-linear, right? You know how if you're like on a trip somewhere, like you taking a 4 hour trip, those first 2.5, 3.5 hours fly by, especially when you're on your way home. But that last 30 minutes, man, that takes forever. Or you're at work and you get there at 8 and lunch is at noon, and it doesn't seem to take very long to get to 11:30, 11:45. But those last 15 minutes, man, unless you're in the middle of doing something that has a due date, time can really drag. But if it has a specific time that it needs to be done, holy crap, does that time move fast. Or think about it this way: when you're a kid, those days in August, man, those things go on forever. Right up until it's about 3 days left before school starts. Those things fly right by. You're like, dang, I'm already in school, man. I was just here. But now at 52, I'm only speaking for me. I won't speak for all of you. At 52, I measure time by when I take the trash out on Sunday night. I'm like dragging that little can out to the curb, and I'm like, here it is again, another week starting like soon, right? It's a wild thing how quickly it goes by. The time leading up to vacation takes forever. The time on vacation goes by in a flash, and you're already back sitting on your couch. Remember a week ago when we said, oh my God, we're about to go on vacation, and boom, it's over. It's wild, isn't it? So I love that and despise it simultaneously, but it really is, right? Depending on how much you're trying to fit into a set of time dictates how slowly or quickly it goes. When you're in a hurry for something to happen, time slows down. When you're trying to slow time down, it speeds up. Non-linear. That's it. When we can't manage it. Did you hear me? So all these coaches, all these consultants, all these experts talking about time management, BS. I'm throwing my flag. Here's my yellow penalty flag. I'm throwing it on the floor. Garbage. Garbage. Listen, you have the same 24 hours that I have, that he has, that she has, that they have, that we all have. Why do some people get so much done in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year, and why do others struggle so much? It's not about time management, folks. It's about priority management. It's about understanding the things that are most important to you to get done now. I'll tell you a story. I use this. You may have seen this video or heard it in a talk. There's this thing called the Ivy Lee method. Ivy Lee was a consultant in like the 1910s, so 100 plus years ago. And he was a high level kind of consulting fella. And he went into a manufacturing company, I believe it was a steel mill. And he told the owner, he's like, "Ooh, I got some ideas to help you get more done." And the owner said, "The last thing we need in this place is more ideas. We do need them to get more things done. I'm all for that. So I don't want ideas. I want an actual system and a process that I can follow that'll allow that to happen." And I really said, "Cool, I got you, homie." That may not have been an exact quote. So Ivy Lee says, take out a note card. You remember those 3x5 note cards that you used to write your speeches on back in the fourth grade? You know the ones. He said, take out a note card and I want you to write down the 6 most important things that you need to do tomorrow, right? That if you got these 6 things done tomorrow, it would be perfect. So the guy's like, all right, fine. He sits down, he writes 6 things down, and Ivy Lee says, good, you got him? He says, yeah, I got him. He says, all right, cool. Now I want you to look at that list and I want you to order them by the number 1 most important thing, the second most important thing, third most important thing, and so on. The guy's like, all right, cool, does it. He said, perfect. Here's what needs to happen next. I want you to work on number 1 until it's done. Once it's done, move on to number 2. Once 2 is done, move on to number 3, and so on. He said, at the end of the day, see how you did on those 6. And if you didn't get one of them done, or 2 of them done, or 3 of them done, you can put them down for the list tomorrow, but work on them in order. Prioritize your day. And so he said, all right, cool. Ivy Lee said, here's next. Once you work on this, I want you to follow this process for 2 weeks. And once you see that it works, I want you to take it to your management team. And I want them to work on it for 2 weeks. And once you collectively all agree that it works, I want you to roll this out company wide. And the guy's like, all right, I can do that. He said, what, how much do I owe you? And he said, I don't want any money from you right now. I want you to work on this for the next couple of months. And if you see improvement like I expect you to see, I want you to send me a check for what you think that advice was worth to you. The guy's like, all right, bet. He probably didn't say, all right, bet either, just to be clear. Ivy Lee leaves. Dude works on his stuff. 2 weeks into it, he's like, I'm getting shit done, man. This is really cool. Rolls it out to his management team. 2 weeks later, they're all like, man, we're getting shit done. This is amazing. They roll it out company wide. 6 weeks later, roughly, Ivy Lee walks out to his mailbox and there is a check for $25,000 in his mailbox. That is 1913 money, which is equivalent to, just, I think I looked at it once. I remember it being around $1 million in 2022 money. What do you think of that? Go 6 for 6. Forget managing time. Manage your priorities. And the last thing I'm going to talk about today, and look at me, I'm following like my little outline. That's so cute. The last thing I want to talk about is this construct called momentary mastery. I conceived this about 15 years ago. And to be clear and very honest with you, I have not had a bad day since. Here's why. Because I stopped measuring time in days. I don't look at it that way. I look at it in moments, right? And so the goal is to have more good moments than bad moments. And if you have more good moments than bad throughout the course of the day, you won the day, right? You can't possibly have a bad day if you've got more good moments. Drives me bonkers when somebody at 10 a.m. is talking about I'm having a bad day. Dude, the day has barely begun. Don't write the whole thing off because you had a bad few moments. Listen, my dad died. My aunt died. My grandma died. My mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law. I've had a lot of death, right? We all have. I'm old, people die. It's how it works. I've put two dogs to sleep, right? We've had some devastating news in every walk of life for my kid, for my wife, for me, lost jobs, lost contracts and clients, whatever. Those were bad moments, but you can compartmentalize those bad moments and feel the feels. If you're mad, be mad. If you're sad, be sad. If you're glad, be glad, right? And but live in those moments and then leave them where they were. Listen, everybody's got enough baggage. They don't need you carrying even more and dropping it on their doorstep, right? When I talk about compartmentalization, I'm talking about the idea of going deep into those feelings and understand what they're trying to teach you, what you're supposed to learn from them, so you make better mistakes the next time, but not carrying that junk around with you. That junk is heavy. I tell people all the time, listen, you can drop your junk, excuse me, you can drop your junk on me. That sounds horrible. You can drop your terrible stuff on me. I am happy to take it from you, right? I will lift it off of you. Here's a secret: I'm not going to hold on to it. It's not mine to hold on to. I am going to set it down, right? Because I don't want it either. But I'll pull that negative energy right off of you easily, right? And you'll feel much better after we have a conversation, and you'll go away lighter and easier and have a better day. And it won't affect me because it ain't mine to carry. A lot of times you're carrying other people's junk, other people's stuff, and you can set it down. And you can take your own stuff and set it down and go visit it whenever you need. The idea of momentary mastery is once you love the moments you live, you get to live the moments you love. It's pretty simple, man. And I'm a big, big fan of it. So today we've covered three really, really interesting lessons. One, time is non-linear. And don't expect it to be anything but, because it speeds up and shrinks. The same minute in the same day can last a totally different amount of time in your actual world. Number two, uh, forget about time management. It does not exist. There's no managing time. There's prioritizing your time. Get really focused and get really good at that. Follow that Ivy Lee method we talked about. And number three, focus on momentary mastery. This is a section straight out of the book, Time is So Nonlinear. The book is available at findingharmonybook.com. I have a whole presentation built out about this book that I would love to share with your audience. Maybe do some book sales, do whatever. You people will find great value in it. Have a great time delivering this talk. People have a great time receiving this talk. So, talk about it as a speaker, talk about it as an author. Findingharmonybook.com tells you the information on the book, and there's a presentation link. Actually, it might not be in that post. I should make sure that there is, but we could talk about that too, and I would be honored to share this information with you. If there is ever anything I can do to help you prioritize or get yourself straight, reach out to me. You can find me at trybean.com. trybean.com. And I am out. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next Tuesday at the 10 spot.